Can you just in 30 seconds, TK, just tell me how impressed you were by my Russell Westbrook?
No, I still think it's a fucking comedy show. I still think it's an absolute fucking comedy show when he plays basketball. It's like, it's so, like the Benny Hill music plays in my head when Russell Westbrook plays basketball. And it's further compounded and contrasted with the fact that whilst being like having one of the more ridiculous basketball games in his arsenal, like he can hit you a dagger, a game winning dagger, and he can also like miss you a hilarious layup. But the real fulcrum is that nobody takes Russell Westbrook more seriously than Russell Westbrook. So as far as just like being a fan of comedy goes, like I really appreciate that he exists because comedy really is just like conflict highlighted, right? Like, you know, timing, timing versus sentiment, and I think we can all relate to being that at times, looking goofy while taking ourselves too seriously. Like who hasn't done that in their lifetime, right? So I'm really glad he's still in the playoffs, to be honest with you, because I think every movie needs a comic relief.
That was good.
I know. I don't know why I've always fucking dogged on him so hard. I think it was because the year I really turned on him was that year he was like going for
Triple
MVP.
double year.
Yeah, or going for basically going for like to average a triple double and like hit Steven Adams would like hand him the ball. You know what I mean? Like he would just like tip it to him so he could like pad his stats. And but the way that like ESPN and TNT were advertising that year, if you remember, was very like, watch this incredible thing. And I'm like, if you tune in, you'll see them like stat hunting for him. And it really takes away from it. And then after that, we started getting guys averaging triple doubles all the fucking time. So it was just like, poor Russ. You know what I mean? Like, poor son of a bitch. So it was the comedy element I didn't want to bring to the Celtics, Mike. Is that fair?
I still would have taken him over Marcus Smart at that point.
Their jump shots are very similar. Their jump shots are very similar.
Their attitudes about how good they are at jump shooting are very similar.
Yes.
Never saying a jump shot they didn't like.
I guess like it makes it because look, I had a complicated relationship with Eddie House. I had a very complicated relationship with Eddie House. I currently have a very complicated relationship with Peyton Pritchard. I have a very simple relationship with Sam Hauser. I don't want to see him play basketball for the Celtics anymore. I'm just like, we have too many white guys. Like, stop becoming the stereotype, please. The Boston Celtics. Like, I can't do this. We're never going to shake the allegations if we keep building out role players that are just pinker than fucking newborn baby. So it's too much for me. But I totally got off track there. Yeah, it's jump shooters. It's these pure jump shooters because I understand conceptually that like jump shooting is confidence, right? So you have to be confident in order to do it. But like some guys, tell me if this makes sense, Bob. Some guys have like the wrong kind of confidence when they're jump shooters, right? Like some guys have a kind of confidence, like a Steph Curry confidence. I'll like the fact that he pulled up from that place. It's built on a foundation, right? Now, if you're not Steph Curry and you don't hit ridiculous shots all the time, where are you getting that confidence from? You're just making it up. So I need you to tell me what you're basing the fact that you took that jump shot on. Like, that's the thing that I think when I see the guys I just mentioned shoot. And then sometimes it goes in. I get that. And sometimes they shoot big shots as irrational confidence dudes, right? Like sometimes they hit. I mean, Eddie House won us a couple series in 2008. I can't sit here and deny that. But that type of player, it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Especially since I remember Westbrook being able to go 1,000 miles an hour and dunk the fucking basketball, like with reckless abandon. And now he's basically just like pulling up from three every single time he gets a chance. So, do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I feel like this era of basketball was built for Russell Westbrook because he's allowed to be that role player now that can just spot it from three and just clank it.
40% from three.
Yeah. He's developed it. He's developed.
Was that long enough Russell Westbrook segment for you, Mike?
That was good. Thank you.
We're going to talk about the Cavs and the Pacers now. Pacers shocked them in game one, but it's game two and they're currently playing each other. This game has the vibe to me of Cleveland should be winning by a lot more. Like they're beating up on them pretty hard, but they should be up by a lot more. They're up 13 right now with 10 minutes left in the third. So I'm not completely writing off the Pacers here in game 2, and they've kind of already stolen the game that they needed to. Ray and I tried to tell you about this Cleveland Cavaliers team. There was just something not that scary about them. But I'm not saying we're deciding anything. Let's do a little preview. Like, do you think that the Pacers can come back and win here? What are your feelings on the series overall? And I know you're higher than me and Ray on the Cavs, but did game 1 change your mind at all?
Yeah, I just think that the Pacers they're a scary team in the East. I mean, they are like
I am more for them too. Yeah.
A more well-developed, obviously, version of Detroit, who I feared more than the Knicks. We can talk a little bit about that, but it's just the way that they play defense on the perimeter. They do all the things well that make the Celtics play poorly. And in this particular game against the Cavs, I mean, you just look at the starting 5. There just wasn't a weak spot. I mean, I think the lowest scorer had like 14 points. Everyone was at 17 or above. And the Cavs they have studs. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, let me ask you a question. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to not be high on a Donovan Mitchell-led team?
I mean, as a Celtics fan, you sort of can't be, because he gives it to us on a regular basis. And he wasn't around to do it last season in the playoffs. So I don't know. I mean, he does give it to us on a regular basis. And like, as you were saying that sentence, he got like an in-one contact layup.
Really
and I was just like,
great.
Yeah. So like that felt like you were saying one thing and then the universe was over here saying another, just in real time.
Out. Yeah,
so I don't know. Bob, what do you think?
Been high on the Pacers the entire time.
That's
I've been kind of scared. I'm scared of them because they gave us a tough fight last year. I know we beat them in 5, but if you remember, they had game 1 at the end, and they had game 3 1 at the end. And they gave us a tough fight. And ever since then, and the regular season, I mean, I've just been high on Halliburton. I think if you look at Nesmith, the minutes that he gives them, I think he's one of the more underrated players in the series, man. I really think he is. Having said all that, I think taking the Cavs down in the series is going to be a tough test. Because you have Evan Mobley
trying to pull away here.
Yeah, you have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and they just don't have the size to stick up with them. I know they have Miles Turner, but it's just not enough down low to contest. Siakam doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do it for me.
I feel like he does Tatum well.
He does. I mean, he's got the length to get it with Tatum, but
I don't know. I'm disappointed. I thought you were gonna be show up to this with a Pacers hat on and like a Halliburton jersey, just based on like the fact that they won that first game. I know they're getting fucking clowned on a little bit right now, but they're actually only down 14. Mitchell's kind of starting to turn it on, so I'm a little worried, but he's just having one of those games, which is starting to feel like every game for him in this playoffs, actually. But I don't know. There's this Indiana team looks kind of good. Maybe it is the fact, Mike, that I'm like more scared of them matchup wise because of the Siakams of the world, the leg they have on the wings, the way that they're sort of able to move around. I like the pace that they play at, and I think that the Celtics' biggest problem a lot of the time, Donovan Mitchell's gone insane right now. I think the Celtics' biggest problem is we haven't seen as much of this in this playoffs, like despite the fact that it's a young playoffs. But last season and even more so the season before, our ability to like decide what pace that we move at as a Celtics team, I think has always been a thing that really like holds us up and, run the clock. Celtics we've talked about and all this stuff. What I really like about this Pacers team is like they do play it at a very like sort of even pace. Like they just seem to move at the same pace into their offense every single time they come down the floor. Their spacing's really good. And I would be nervous that they could kind of beat us across a pace battle. It's almost like they have a perfect name, as they are, in fact, the Indiana Pacers. It's quite apt. It's kind of like when Jim Brown was playing for the Cleveland Browns. And I think the coach's last name was Brown at the time, too. So, sometimes these things really line up in sports. I would be more scared of them, to be totally honest with you. Although Mitchell is going bananas right now. He's the one I'm scared of on the Cavs. And I genuinely am terrified of him. He's very good. But he's a bit of a Kristaps Porzingis. He might not even be there by the time they go through this series, to be totally honest with you. Like his body sometimes lets him down. I'm not wishing injury on him, but he has Chris Middleton for us a few times in his career. So, If you know, you know. Real ones get it. But yeah, like he'd be their danger player for us, right? Like I understand that they have other studs, but like as a Celtics fan, Bob, you're scared of him.
For sure.
He's one of those guys. He's not like Jimmy Butler, like he's not a boogeyman for us, but he does have like consistently good games against the Celtics. And there's just a few guys that are like that, like you just feel it when you see him. You're like, this, come on. He just always gets us.
Right. Like Brunson last night.
Right.
No, I refuse to be scared of him. I refuse to be scared of somebody with in my pocket.
You might not have a choice here soon.
No. He battled it at the end of the fourth quarter. They were trying to lose to us. We just like couldn't allow them. Like he missed a fucking bunny. And we're doing this later. This later. I'm mad though. I fucking it's because it's the Knicks and it's because it's him. I'm like, no, he's too fucking small. No. Like, no. Anyway. I have height bias. We're all over 6 feet tall here. We're all over 6 feet tall here. And quite frankly,
are you over 6 feet tall, DK?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
That's so offensive. I'm 6'2", bro.
Oh.
I might have lost a couple inches.
I haven't seen you in like 15 years, so I mean, it's not really my fault.
You're looking at me right now. What do you mean? I don't have like long enough features. You're saying I don't look like a tall guy. You're saying with your chest, and I don't look like a tall guy. I was at the last meeting of the over 6 foot club meeting. Okay.
Do I look like a tall guy?
I know you're a tall guy because you're
right.
That's not
what I asked.
No, you're in that upper echelon of like now it's starting to get weird. So like you're up there.
I'd be a guard in the NBA, but yeah, I'm circularly tall.
Yeah, but like, come on, you're still probably taller than like it's one of the
two guard though. You'd be a two guard
of the top population. Yeah,
right. You'd be a two guard at least. We need to care. We'd be small ones.
100%. We'd be small for quarterback at this point. Like we got like I know it's not much, but I'm not taking. You know what? It's great on Tinder. I hear. Like 6'2" is a great Tinder. All right. So like, you got to deal with what you got in these streets. So man, upsetting. I think is everybody on the podcast over 6 feet tall? Because Ray is, right?
Oh, so now Craig's 6 feet tall. That's what we're doing?
I don't know. How tall is Craig? I don't remember.
I assure you he's not 6 feet.
He might be because you thought I wasn't. And we've proven that you're hardly the fucking authority on that now, Mike, haven't we? I think we've come to that conclusion.
I think Ray's barely 6 feet, and I think Craig's probably about 5'9", 5'10".
Look at this judgmental height Nazi. See, this is what I do to other people. This is what I do to the Donovan Mitchell, to the Jalen Brunsons of the world. This is what I do to them. I'm like, what? Are you even a human being? Because you're not even over 6 feet tall. And I realize these elitists that are working in the same club as us roll over 6. But no, Mike, and it's upper echelon. What are you, 6'5"? Are you 6'5"? 6'6"? You're 6'6". You're Michael Jordan's height? Yeah, I'd probably
that's MJ's height, bro.
Yeah.
I'd probably feel the same way. I'd probably do what you do, honestly. It's but I didn't expect to get height shamed today. Because it as someone me and Bob.
It's just a question. I really didn't. I can't.
You were like,
remember.
You don't really give tall guy energy. That's what I got from what you were like. You don't really project as one. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I am one. Card carrying. There's literally a card in my wallet that proves it. That was funny. That was a funny segment. I don't even know where to go from here. I'm aghast. All right. Well, respect to Jalen Brunson. You've probably been dealing with bullies like Mike all your life. And I was about to be one. And now I'm going to take it.
You got bullied.
Yeah, I just got bullied for my height. I can't believe it. And they're all like that, Bob. I got a few friends back home that are all fucking giants, like fucking Andre over here, just looking down on us peasants. Unbelievable.
What are you? 6'1"? You're 6'1"?
Bitch. Oh man, that's funny. Wolves Warriors. Ooh, I'm excited. I am excited.